Hi. So this is a Village 67 video. I've lost track of the videos. I probably need to get back and I think right now my concern is to make sure I make the videos I need to make, and then I can go back and kind of reorganize things. But just understanding that with limited time that I have, just making sure that I leave what I need to. You know, as time goes in this program as a target individual and you continuously manipulate it, you are becoming more and more, I don't want to say, but if it feels like you're becoming on the spectrum. Your logic and rationality has gone completely left, like, and it has gone completely wrong. And that's also because of the help of the perps that they really are on. They force you to be on the spectrum to even make you think in the spectrum, like in ways. As I'm saying that they like to warn you, it's like they're gonna hang you. It's gonna be I know. Like, listen, all the torture and all the things that's gonna happen to me, I'm just okay. I'm okay with this death and live the life that they live. They really are trying to make you almost like like think like a child with no logic, no rationality, to forget the obviousness of what they're doing to you, but truly try to dumb yourself down to that level. I mean, when I speak out loud how my brain functions, because the way they make me think is just super, it's just so, it's idiotic. I'm just all I can say. I don't want to use different word, but I know it's because this is what happens once you're in a program. They push you more and more into a way of thinking that it's just so irrational, kind of the way they want you to think, so that you can subscribe to what they do to you. And they continuously warn you about the torture as a way to kind of push you to stick within those nonsensical thoughts and think about the torture that you're gonna experience. And they really, and when they do this, it's like, like, okay, the horrible things that are gonna happen to me is gonna be horrible, right? This is they're disgusting people, but the way they're trying to make themselves feel like they're validated because of this nonsensical way I'm forced to think is childlike, and they use these menacing voices, and they purposely use those voices to 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 get you to see, like it's just overwhelming. This is like we just overwhelmed you with this logic. It's just so irrational that they think the tone of the voices, the tone of the menacing voices, can make it up for how illogical the thing is. Although you'll see. This is how they talk, and I'm not even exaggerating. This is the V2K, the people who lives around here, who use these voices, the tone of voices of theirs, to sound meaningful and also sound like menacing, to try to counter the illogicalness and the obviousness of the manipulation. Oh, they're gonna stab you. You'll see. You'll be dying. We chose the knife, the noose, like so that the voice try to block out how illogical you just try to make me think. So, for example, they like to gaslight you and make you accept based on things that are just obviously kind of put together by them, or force you to think in this way. They have control of your thoughts, so obviously they can implant the way what you think. Here is where the gaslight you. I think I made a video before. I was looking if through my videos and see if I made one specifically. I think I did, but I couldn't find it, so I'm gonna make one just to make sure that I make a video of that way, that type of video, because it happens a lot, right? They try to gaslight you. They want you to feel like you have there is to be doubtful and like and gaslight you. There's this thing, right? I This is an example. Please use this concept on different aspect of things. They want you. Sometimes they make you think a certain way, so that you can look at it. Then when you realize that the way you were thinking wasn't right, they can come to be back to you. Is like, you see, you'll be stabbed. They'll torture you, and they come with this type of voices. One example. I was watching something on one of these Hulu app streaming, right? And then when you go on those app, they show this one category of things you've watched. So they say continue to watch this video, continue to watch this show, right? Uh, I go on my Hulu app and I see one that I wanted because I wanted to get back to what I was watching, and I'm looking at it and I'm not seeing this. I mean, I'm seeing something, but it doesn't look like what I was watching, right? But but it doesn't look right. But it's obviously that, but it doesn't look like that. But my brain goes into, oh, somebody here is watching something on my Hulu, and this is why it's showing that and not showing like it just it goes into that ways of thinking, right? Now, this is something that it usually doesn't happen. They don't do like listen, they can obviously access all my apps, all these things. I know, but this is not what they do. This is not the things they systematically do to me. They don't systematically go on my streaming apps and watch things like that. That doesn't happen. If it happens, it happens very rarely. It's just very rare. It's not something that they do, and usually it's not the case, right? But somehow my brain went there, right? And it went there because they push you to think this way, and it's not the first time. They do all kind of different ways of manipulating. They make me think this way. So then later on, when I start watching this, for example, this video, I was like, oh no, it is the thing that I was watching before, right? And then the comments like, you see, you thought this was us, right? You thought this is somebody who came and do you see? So this pedophilia thing that we'll be doing to you, it's not us, it's just you. We investigate it. You see, and then and this is non-stop. It continue. They do that all the time. Anytime they try to gaslight you, anytime it's gonna happen. Like this, it's gonna happen again. They do this non-stop, and it's a way to gaslight you to make you subscribe to the things they do. No, listen, and to all my target, remember, they do things systematically. These manipulations of this disturbing, degrading manipulation that you experience is them. It's non-stop. I've talked about how like this other like for me, I know exactly what they do non-stop. Other things, maybe they might do it, maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't care too much. It's not really what they. But one thing I'm sure that's going to happen 24/7 is going to be a consistent, non-stop thinking of the most disturbing pedophilia ways of thinking. There is something they will not stop doing. Sometimes they do some vibration in my stomach. Sometimes they do these things to my legs. Sometimes they do something to my knees. Sometimes that is like comes like. But one thing is for sure is anytime there's gonna be something for if there's a child, if there's some, they will continuously force me to perceive things in this perverted way, especially when it comes to children. Not stop. It hasn't stopped since day one on August 19, 2019, and it will not stop. Please try to make me accept this thing as if it's happening to me, like as if it's happening to me organically. But they use this moment where your brain is pushed to think like, oh, maybe they're doing it when there's not them. When it's just, like, for example, this thing where you're watching something, you go back to it, and for some reason it doesn't look like the cover doesn't look the same. And obviously your memories are just like they're disappearing. And so you like then your brain is forced to think, oh, maybe they came in. Like it just goes in. How many time I had this reality check where I'm like, this is what they're gonna do. It's gonna happen again because I know this is what they do. They find ways to make you be doubtful. Anyways, to try to get you to be doubtful about things that you're certain. And so when this moment's like, oh, you see, you thought it was us. You see, like you thought somebody came on you. Like so, these things is it just they are. We're just investigating. We're not doing the pedophilia type of torment that you heard about it 100 times, but with others, we just investigate it, and then they use the condensing voice. They are just supposed to agitate me into accepting these things. And so obviously they do the pedophilia type of torture. Obviously they try to gaslight you into accepting these pedophilia ways that they're making you experience things. That's what they do. And it's going to be continuously manipulated into a way for you to accept. And this is pure brainwashing and mind game and psychological warfare. And they obviously push those kind of thoughts in the sense that They make you want you. They force you to think that, oh, they're probably doing this and that, because they know that you're gonna find out, no, actually that was actually a video that you're watching. And then they can come back and say, no, you see, you thought it was us, right? You thought it was us, but it wasn't. Just like the pedophilia type of torture. This is the way. This is psychological warfare, and it's gonna happen over and over. It was a time when it was just so obvious. I would like lose something, right? Something that as obvious as me, like just moving my glass of water somewhere else, and my brain would be forced to think, "Oh my God, somebody came and took it," and then like, "Oh, you just found it." They will do that nonstop. It's a way to try to make you subscribe to these things. They want you to be doubtful, so they can gaslight you to accepting. It's a tactic they've done nonstop, nonstop. They've been doing this. Anytime they can do that, they will do it. So now I'm if I don't get like a hold of my brain, like stop my thoughts that have been manipulated by them, it's gonna go there. And then they're gonna come and they're gonna start using these different menacing voices. They're gonna, we chose you, we chose the nose. They're gonna hang you. They start using this like menacing voices purposely to try to get you to see how obvious that, like it's just such a gimmick. You just gotta be strong. So to all my target individual, don't be gaslighted into accepting these things. It's what they're doing to you. These experiences that are degrading and disgusting is them. All the different tactics that they're gonna try to do to create, to manipulate you into accepting this nastiness, is just what they do. It's a manipulation, a game, a mind game of some sort to get you to accept this. And you're gonna hear the different tone of voices. Oh, you'll starve. Oh no, you're gonna die. And using these childlike ways of speaking, these menacing ways of speaking. Oh, they're gonna starve you now. The reason why they're moving away from they start talking about the torture, which don't like I don't doubt that the torture could also happen, but the reason why they bringing that up is to disorient you, is to get you to like, oh, you see, you have too much, you have to like, you just get stabbed. You see, you thought it was us. It's like what? It's like it's so childish. It's like, of course I know what you're doing. I'm not a genius, but you understand that this is the mind game that they have gone. So what's gonna happen again? Anyway, they're gonna make me okay. Be doubtful. Okay. Oh, you thought this class was us? We took this thing. Oh, you thought we turned off the phone? Oh, you see, the battery just died. You see, you always think it's us. That's what they do. So they can be like, oh, you see, the pedophilia things is you. That's what they do. And so, to all my target individual, just be strong and knowing what is happening to you. You know yourself. You know who you are. You know who you're not. I'm isolated. And so it's easier to lose sight of reality. The obviousness is as obvious as it gets, but they can really remove that. On top of that, your brain is so manipulated. So stay strong and know that justice will be done. You are special in the sense that you don't have to live this degrading life they live. It's embarrassing because I'm saying things that they obviously know that it's happening, but they just tone of voices. Oh, you'll starve. You'll die. Oh, they're gonna haunt you. They're gonna do this. I was like, you just disgusting crap. And yes, you're doing the pedophilia type of torture. And yes, you're gonna continue to do this to me. And yes, you torture women and children. And yes, you manipulate people in the worst ways, in these degrading ways. And yes, I'd rather die this way than live the way these people live. So all my target individuals, stay strong.